Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the weekend. As you know, my channel puts out new content every single Friday, and that way I get a chance to welcome you to your weekend. I hope you're doing well, and happy Fragrant Friday. So, before I dive in on the notes with this one, I want to welcome yet again. We have had a Vikings boat chock full of new subscribers since last Friday, and I want to thank you so much. So welcome to my channel. I really appreciate it. I am a small yet spirited channel with fiercely independent reviews, and of course, I am not sponsored, so I can kind of just say whatever I want to say and give my authentic, genuine take on any particular fragrance, something I greatly enjoy. So, and if you stumbled upon this for the very first time, my channel, what I do is I give a review, and then at the end of the review, I give the amount out of 5 sprays. I actually put that on me, and that is my scent of the day. So there you have it. Welcome again to the channel. I really appreciate all of the support, and if you like the content, please send it along to your fellow frag heads. All right, so you have seen the title and the description, so you know we are just keeping on when it comes to Viking, because you guys know the backstory. This is my 3rd week in a row with Creed. So this is for all the Creed heads, and this is actually the final review for a while from this house from me, but I've really enjoyed this. So I've mentioned this before. So 2 weeks ago I did Virgin Island Water, then last week was Viking, and this is Viking Cologne. So what I did was I was on vacation last month, and I went to San Francisco, and in the Bay Area, I went to Saks Fifth Avenue, and I was looking for a fragrance, Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo, which I later found at a different store, and the Creed reps came up to me and started to chat. I asked them if they had Uomo because I didn't originally notice that they were a Creed rep, and they said no, but we had a nice chat, and I even told them, look, I'm probably not in the market for a Creed right now, and yet they were incredibly kind, and I talked to them for maybe even up to about a half hour, maybe. It was quite a long time. I was in total vacation attire, cargo shorts, you name it, probably not the typical Creed client, and yet they were incredibly friendly and accommodating. And so if you are in the Bay Area, absolutely get your Creeds from Pablo and Rafael, the reps, the fantastic reps at Saks Fifth Avenue for Creed. So they gave me 3. This is the 3rd week in a row, and more of the same in the sense that I keep, when it comes to the Creeds, I just keep using all of them up. I gobble them up so quickly, and how I wish they would just last a tad longer. I also found out that in France, apparently, you can get Creeds for around 250 euro. So anytime I'm going to hear 200 something, even if it's 299 after taxes, I'd be willing to bite on a lot of these fragrances in their current format of $400 for a 3.4 milliliter 3.4 ounce 100 milliliter. Excuse me. Actually, for that, I probably would do it. 3.4 ounce 100 milliliter, $400 and up is probably going to price moi out of the market. But maybe I will pick up a bottle sometime when I'm in Europe. So I did not know that. So let's go over the notes. When it comes to the notes, I'm going to quickly do the notes, and then I'm going to quickly dream of what it was like in the Creed boardroom, just like I did last week, because I think I hit the nail on the I think I hit the nail on the head. A coffin? The final nail in the coffin? Oh no. I feel like I hit the nail on the head again when it came to what Creed had in mind when they made this. This might be a first actually on my channel. This is a 2021 release. You see, I'm contemporary, I'm cutting edge. So this is a lot of fun to review a new fragrance. This is an aromatic fougere, and obviously it is a flanker of Viking, which is going to trigger a lot of fellow Creed heads, isn't it? Or is it? Who knows? But this is a flanker of Viking, of course. So here's what I get. You absolutely get a strong blast of mandarin orange and lemon. Very strong citrus element to this, especially in the initial blast for the first 2 hours. And then you get, I noticed lavender, vetiver, cedar, and patchouli. It has geranium, and you should know a lot of people really talked about the geranium. I must tell you, I was not able to pick that up. My nose is not yet enough nuanced to pick that up. Maybe it's the lavender mixed. I'm not sure, but I picked up definitely lavender, and then I picked up more of vetiver, cedar, and patchouli. And so here's what I think happened. So last week I said that Viking, they had a boardroom meeting in Creed. Olivier Creed walked in and said, "I want to create a more modern version of Old Spice." So, I think they also did the same thing with this one in the sense that they wanted to create, Viking, obviously, because it's a flanker of Viking. And I think they wanted to mix Viking with Terre d'Hermès. You got it. So I'm feeling like this is not at all exactly like Terre d'Hermès. I'm not saying that it is. To me, this is... I did not layer it last week, but I feel like if I would have layered Viking and with Terre d'Hermès, you would get Viking Cologne. That's what I get. So for me personally, I like this a lot, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Let me just say though that personally, because I have Terre d'Hermès, I don't know that I would need to rush out and buy this. Again, not that it's a clone or a copy by any stretch of the imagination, because it's not. But I feel like it's close enough to where I don't know if I would pull the trigger on this one. It would have to be definitely at a rock bottom price. But so let's go into what I think about it. This one's an interesting one, and if you stumbled on this episode specifically because you were looking for Viking Cologne reviews, listen up. My review might not be typical, or it might not be in line with a lot of the other reviewers, because I actually really like this one. I really like this fragrance, and what I've noticed is it's kind of like the old days of Figment Man with Amouage, right? People either love it or hate it. I've noticed that in Fragrantica, it has about a 3.8, something like that, rating out of 5, which is not the best. And I've noticed a lot of people have said, this company's going downhill. I can't believe it. How could they even put out? And then other people will say, I absolutely love it. That's why we watch fragrance reviews. That's the fun part, right? So this one does have a lot of love, but it also has a lot of hate. So be careful with that one. I would say this is not blind buy friendly, but I really don't think any niche fragrance, or practically any fragrance, is actually blind buy friendly. But this one would not be. So again, if you stumbled onto my episode because specifically you're looking for Viking Cologne reviews, keep that in mind. Bottom line is, I really like this fragrance. In fact, this one is my favorite Creed. In terms of just smelling it, of the five that I have sampled. So GIT, Aventus, Virgin Island Water, Viking, and Viking Cologne. I really like GIT, of course. Everyone does. But as far as just outright smell and how well it did on my skin, I would say that this one is my favorite thus far from the Creed house. I got a good 6 to 8 in terms of longevity, and you have to understand we are in triple digits here. We are in 100 degree weather in the afternoon with about 100% humidity. So, and don't forget, I'm out and about. I go outside a lot, whether it be walking the dog or walking to work. So a lot of the fragrances dissipate on my skin. This one actually held up remarkably well. In fact, it held up the best of any Creed that I've sampled thus far. So I got 6 to 8 hours, but I'm very happy with that. With the conditions, I think that is remarkable. So it was closer to 6 on some days, but I was able to eke out a work shift. That said, though, if you are the kind of person that you go straight from your house to a 5-minute walk to the subway, and then you take the subway to work, and you're you're only out in the elements for 15, 20 minutes, then I think you would have no issue at all with longevity. So I was happily surprised with the longevity on this one. Sillage was also quite good, actually. I would put it slightly above moderate. I don't think this was a skin scent. It actually performed quite well for me. And then as far as projection, again, it was about an arm's length away for the first 2 hours, and then from 2 on, it was closer to the skin. But if you sprayed this on your shirt, it would actually do very, very well, and you would easily get a work shift out of it. So there's a lot of good here. I appreciate this one a lot. I think it did well on my skin. I like it. Do I think it is a... People are going to have a problem with the fact that it is a flanker. And Creed and Amouage, we've talked about this before. Some of the niche houses are interesting, aren't they? Because they have to be real careful with mass appeal. They have to be real careful because on the one hand, it could work out very well for them, but I feel like if they're inching closer to being designer-like, yet having niche prices, they're going to get themselves in trouble eventually. That is a concern of mine. I'm just throwing that out. So some people have a problem with the fact that this is a flanker. I don't necessarily do. Is it the most original? It's not. I really like it, though. I love the smell. For me, it's Viking layered with Terre d'Hermès. And I absolutely love Terre d'Hermès. So again, I would have to strike while the iron's hot on this one. Only in a certain price bracket would I get this fragrance. So, but I absolutely love how it smells. I love the initial blast, and I love how the cedar, patchouli, and vetiver come and rise up with each hour after about an hour and a half, 2 hour mark. And again, I found myself, sniffing. This is one of those fragrance. I know you guys do this too. I found myself, walking around constantly sniffing myself. I really like this one, and it is a home run for me. Again, you're going to see a lot of people say the opposite, but that's exactly what is fun about this hobby, right? So I'm going to go with, when it comes to the age, I'm going to go with slightly less. To me, this is a younger version of Viking. So if we're going to say that Old Spice, right, if Viking was the new version of Old Spice, then this one is going to be, I would say, 20 and up when it comes to the age. And I would say, again, this is unequivocally masculine. So I think you're going to get the same as Viking, which I think I put at 85 and 15, meaning that 85% of the people who actually sought this out, own a bottle and have it, perhaps even as their signature scent, will probably be men, and 15% would be women. Of course, a woman could pull this off, but I do think, just like Viking, this one is unmistakably masculine, in a very clean, classic sense, not rugged, but it is. It's a good one because the mandarin orange and the lemon actually work quite well with the wood that come up with the cedar, and then you've got vetiver and the patchouli. I'm a believer, so I actually really, really like this one. No hate here, but I'd be curious to see what you guys have to say about it. So that would be the age and the gender. When it comes to the season, I think this one is kind of like, again, this is kind of like if Viking is more of a fall, spring, the marketing scheme behind this would be more of a, hey, let's create a Viking-like fragrance for the summer. So I think this would be definitely for the spring and the summer. Excuse me. And I mean, the proof is in the proverbial pudding, because I am wearing this in very, very hot weather with next to, if not 100% humidity. And so it did quite well. So I tip my cap to them. And I would, for me, this would be a daytime fragrance summer, but you could also pull this off and at night as well. To me, it's more of the season than it is the occasion. So this would be this one is close to the crowd pleaser element that some of you are not going to like. Mass appeal fragrances for niche companies have a love-hate relationship with frag heads, because if it's so mass appeal, then you're getting closer to designers, right? So, and then the price tag isn't, as I've said. So that's how I want you to look at that. I see this more as a spring summer. I think it does well in the hot weather. And so I think that the two would complement each other, right? So you would have Viking for 3 seasons, and then you could wear Viking Cologne in the summer if you wanted to do it that way. Definitely for the office, and also it smells fantastic. So I would say it's also for a date night, out with friends, anything. Highly versatile. And as I said, for me, it's more the temperature than it is the occasion, because the occasion is incredibly versatile when it comes to this fragrance. Okay, so there you have it. Lots to say. I enjoyed this one. Some people said it's orange Kool-Aid, it's rubbish, it's crap. I like it. What can I say? So that is a 4 out of 5 from me when it comes to my rating system. This is a 4 out of 5 sprays yet again. Knocking on the door actually for 5, but I feel like, again, I can't give it a 5 out of 5 given the price tag, of course. You already know that. But then also because for me, perhaps the originality factor isn't what I would like for the price point. So I am safely in the 4 out of 5 spray range. I'm going to go 2 on the 1 on each side of the neck and 1 on each wrist. So how I'm going to do this could be, I could start off with real sprays and end with faux sprays. It's suspense. It's suspense here. So I'm going to go 1 on each wrist, 1 on each side of the neck for Viking Cologne 2021, reviewing it in 2021. You see, cutting edge. Boom. Boom. I still have just a little bit. Boom. I still have it. Drum roll. Boom. All right, there you have it, folks. Another review by the boards. This is episode 137. So that means I am well over the 100 fragrances reviewed. That is so much fun to me that I have worn some of the finest fragrances on earth, and I'm in triple digits. That is so much fun, and it's a testament to you, because I've always promised myself that I would do as many episodes as I had subscribers. It was close for a while. I think I had like 20 or 21 episodes, and I had, I think 30 subscribers was the closest I got. But now we have tons and tons of subscribers, and I really appreciate all of your support. Hope you have a wonderful week, and always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Hey everybody, this is Super Fan Ben. It's good to be back. I am back for the second week in a row because yet again Creed is going to the well one too many times. They have another fragrance with the word Viking in it. If you missed last week, I personally called Coach Ditka, and he confirmed that a maximum of 4 out of 5 sprays can be allotted for any fragrance on earth that has reference to a team in the NFC North other than the Bears. Last week it was called Viking. This week it's Viking Cologne. I'm not sure it can get any worse, but you people appreciated my talk, and you reached out and let me know that apparently there is a fragrance called Laliki Porhomi that has a lion embossed on the bottle. So as you can imagine, I'm saying right now, maximum 4 out of 5 sprays for Laliki Porhomi, just because it has a lion embossed on the bottle. Finally, I want to put all rumors to rest when it comes to SpongeBob. SpongeBob fragrance, check it out on Fragrantica, it exists. SpongeBob fragrance actually has him on it, and he looks to me like a piece of cheese. He looks a little too close to me to a piece of cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and say right here, right now, guilt by association, because if you look like a piece of cheese, it's too close to the pack for me. So, SpongeBob fragrance, maximum 4 out of 5. Guilt by association. So, I don't know, quite frankly, if I will be back. So if you'd like to follow me on my socials, please do that. Follow me at SuperFanBen, and I can be found at MySpace, AngelBook, Firespace, InstaTweet, Snapgram, Pinify, and of course, the TikTok. Kathy, do we have the password for the TikTok? It says attempt number 1 denied. Oh, for crying out. Attempt denied. What's the password? Okay. Attempt number 2 denied. For crying. It says denied again. What's the damn password? Oh. It says attempt number 3 denied. Reset password due to too many attempts. Absolutely ludicrous. You know what the easy thing is to do? Go down to Ditka's Steakhouse if you want to get a hold of me during happy hour, and I'm always on stool number 2. You can ask Brenda. I'm always on stool number 2, and if somebody sits in my spot, she will go over and say, no, that's for SuperFanBen. And they move. So, I will be on stool number 2, and I always have one of 3 jerseys on. Number 1, as you can imagine, the soon-to-be Super Bowl champs, Justin Fields jersey of the Bears. The second one is the Hungarian Michael Jordan himself, the Bulls, Cornell David. And finally, my prized possession, which could only be the 1990s Hawks jersey of Sergei Krivokrasov. And Krivokrasov himself autographed it. So, it's very easy. Stool number 2, Ditka's Steakhouse, happy hour, Justin Fields, Cornell David, Bulls, or Sergei Krivokrasov, the Hawks. Peace out, my tube.